Oh, hello. First, let me turn on the light in here because we are lacking light outside. It's kind of horrible weather. Now, something that has interested me for a while, although it's not terribly practical here right now, is a robot vacuum cleaner. And this one cost €49, so I was like, all right, something to play with. So let's open it up. Inside we have instruction manuals and two brushes. I suppose if I'm going to do an unboxing, I should undo it here where you can see. But there's not enough room for all this stuff because it's a monster, and I think I pulled it out upside down. Yep, that's upside down. That's useful. They've actually given me spare brushes. I can go in the box for now. Now, put that back up there, point in the right direction. This can go over here, and we'll just turn the thing the right way up. And something went flying. What went flying? That went flying. Power pack. Which is rated, let me take my glasses off and see this, 14 volts at 0.6 amp. Which you might be able to see if the camera is going to deign to focus on it. There we go. And a special piece of plastic to keep the shininess shiny. There's not quite enough plastic in this thing yet. Right. That'll be a bump sensor. Power switch there. A bit of carpeting attached by Velcro. Your screwdriver, that will be the battery port there, so let's get a screwdriver and I can have a look at that. Right, it is 18650 times 3. And it's rated 11.1 volts at 1500 milliamp hours. Put the light in like that, and if I can zoom in here, focus on that. Now there's some interesting stuff for a rig. I'll put this down, let's see what happens if I push a button. It panics. There we go, that's what it gets up to. I sweep this floor all the time, but there's always crap, so I swept some crap from the edges and made little piles here, and I put a cat food box at the end there to act as a wall. Have to pretend to be a wall here. Where are you trying to go? Oh, now you've done it. It has, however, picked up most of the rubbish on the floor. Well, now this will be interesting. How will it cope with a bit of carpet? Not phased at all. That's pretty impressive. Well, let's move the tripod out of the way. And go that way, go on. Cool. Oh, got angry by that. You know, I can't help but wonder if you're trying to build a map at this point. I'll put you out of your misery. Right then, here is the moment of truth. I can reach under here and flap that up and tug this out. Special seal there so keep the air clean. And actually surprisingly good. I was not necessarily expecting that much for a €49 machine. I have now emptied it. I should point out there's a little flap here that only opens when wind is coming in to keep your crap from going all over the place. So I should probably turn you off actually. It's surprisingly well designed. The battery life according to the box is where is it? 80 minutes. And this thing apparently is a mopping accessory. I suppose you get it wet and stick it on the bottom and it drags itself after it and mops the floor at the same time, which is different, but okay. Now if we turn this little thing over, the first thing to notice, I suppose, will be that there are two holes here that have little cutaways at the top. I suppose you could whack two screws into one, just hang it up. They could be like hooks. The wheels look like they're independently driven. I've not had a look at any of the mechanism or anything yet, but there is resistance there, and they're springy as well, which is how it's able to go over the carpeting and the electric cables. The intake is here, and it has a little rubber curtain to help suck as much up as possible, and these spin around to direct everything towards that. This wheel doesn't appear to be connected to anything, it just spins, but we have little white bits, so there's probably a sensor in there that can tell how fast it's moving because of that, and I would imagine probably also what direction. There's an infrared sensor there, another infrared sensor there, and a third infrared sensor hanging down under there. That's so it can tell that there's ground underneath you and it's not going to fall down the stairs. And of course, the touch for the front, the side, and the other side. And of course, because it's me, let's have a look at it like this. We can see right at the very beginning, in the front here, and over at the sides here, and on the other side here, are the infrared sensors to make sure it doesn't go for a tumble. There's no front detection sensor. It will probably work both equally at the same time for the front. And what it does is it makes and breaks that optical contact there, and on the other side, that optical contact there. The front wheel has no sensor whatsoever. That black and white pattern thing was a total red herring. The way it works is if we can take the wheel here and turn it, you can see there's an optical sensor there that makes and breaks. So it knows exactly what speed and how fast this wheel is turning. The same with the other side. Turn them at different speeds and the entire thing will turn. There's a motor here for the fan, not the fan, the brushes on that side, and a motor over there for the other brushes, and it's worth pointing out that they are actually bendy so they don't snap if they hit something. Way at the back here is the fan for sucking stuff. That's how the vacuum part works. And finally, a remarkably small circuit board. That chip you can see right in the middle there by the anti-static warning. That one there, and you can see the size of it from the size of my screwdriver. That will be what's controlling it. And I can't read what the chip number is because they've put some sort of weird glue over it. But I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say it's probably something in the ARM Cortex family. It looks like this microcontroller might be by a Chinese clone manufacturer. Good luck if you want to read the information. But it's probably just a knockoff of one of the standard STM32 devices like this one shown. A little socket labeled IR. There could be an infrared control to turn this thing on and off, or to make it move or dance or whatever. There's another thing back here which is labeled BLDC. I'm not sure what that is. We have here the serial port, that's what USART means, and also DCGV. I'm not software debugging, I think SWD is. But it's surprising how complicated it is for something that costs the same as 2 McDonald's meals, basically. And you can sit there on the windowsill and have a well-earned charge.